So I watched Justice League Dark Apokolips War last night, and I don't like being negative a lot on my channel, but this movie was awful. It's really bad, man. I just really wanted something nice to watch, and I heard this was getting pretty decent reviews, so I was like, why not? Then I heard this was actually going to be the last DC animated cinematic universe movie, and then I got really interested to see what they do. I mean, this is a huge luxury to know that your movie is gonna be the last in its cinematic universe, and obviously the Marvel and DC cinematic universes have no idea when they'll actually end, so this was a huge luxury for them. So I was really excited about this, and about 10 minutes in, I knew exactly what this was going to be.
The rest of us didn't last much longer.
Shock value. So much shock value, man. This movie tries way too hard to be dark and edgy, and I guess the purpose of this is to add weight and gravity to the situation, and they essentially just say screw it since this is going to be the last one, but the fact that all your favorite superheroes get absolutely decimated actually makes the stakes less impactful. Seeing everyone just get obliterated left and right becomes just this thing that you accept to the point where you really don't care anymore who lives or dies. Like, Shazam gets his leg torn off, Superman gets branded and injected with kryptonite, Starfire is literally just torn in half and her intestines are just spewing everywhere. Like, why? Next up, there's a lot of humor in this movie. Now, this is really problematic because the movie is insanely dark, and the tone feels extremely unbalanced and offbeat because there are so many jokes and so many characters that aren't taking the situation seriously, and that really ruins the stakes. I get that it's a comic book movie and, you want to have some humor, just like, not to take yourself too seriously, but they do take it seriously very much, so it's very awkward and weird that people in the movie are just cracking jokes when their buddy just got like shot in the head or something. It feels weird.
Oh, bollocks is my ex.
You and Harley? Gross.
Do I look mad?
I'm all for inclusivity and all, but how? And next up, just a little nitpick here. There's a scene where Constantine's buddy saves him from Wonder Woman, and then his buddy dies amidst fighting Wonder Woman. Then we cut back, and Constantine is just standing in the exact same place, and then immediately defeats Wonder Woman with the lasso. Like, why didn't you just do that in the first place, bro? Next up, Constantine is kind of cool, but the focus is literally everywhere in this movie with Batman and Superman and all the other Justice League members, so I didn't really care about him all that much. He even unceremoniously just gets his neck snapped, and I knew he wasn't actually gonna be dead, but if he really did die right there, I honestly don't know if I would have cared or not. I think they had the right approach. I think they wanted to do this Flashpoint style, where we focus mainly on one character, so we can get, we can root for them. But it didn't really work here. We got a lot of time to spend with Barry and Flashpoint, but here Constantine is sometimes the focus, and then other times he's basically just existing in the movie. And speaking of Flashpoint, at one point in the film, Constantine goes to rescue Barry, and I guess he kinda accidentally looks in his mind and says that since Barry created Flashpoint, he somehow caused Darkseid? Like, how does that even happen? Like, why is Flashpoint still a thing that is affecting all of this if Barry had already fixed it? It honestly just doesn't make any sense to me, especially with the ending, and I'll address that later. My last main complaint in this movie is that there's just way too much going on. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we have like this Trigon thing with Raven, the Suicide Squad, Evil Batman, Constantine, Darkseid, and every other hero in the Justice League. The plot is just way too messy, man, and it needed to be at least an hour longer to be cohesive. Now, like I said earlier, I don't like being completely negative, so I'm gonna mention some things I liked. Trigon vs. Darkseid was kind of cool, for the little bit we got of it. I like Constantine, even though I think he was a bit poorly developed here, and the animation is fine, I guess. Wow, even my positives aren't really that positive. Huh. Lastly, I don't know, I was not a fan of the ending. I mean, obviously they were going all in and killing everyone and having this really, really dark stuff because they know it's going to be the last one, yet in the end, they decide to have the Flash do another Flashpoint, I guess because, you know, it's parallelism. He started the universe, so he's gonna end it by starting another one, so it really doesn't make sense because there's never going to be an ending to all the darkness if the Flashpoints there's the main source of the problem and why it's screwing everything up, and then Constantine's solution is just to create another one and we'll just gamble to see if it's worse or better. So I just felt like it kind of like it ruins the stakes when you just sort of like erase everything that you've done in the end, and I feel like they shouldn't have done that when, like, what's the point? It's the last one anyway, just end it on the grim note, but whatever, I guess. Well, to conclude, I'm honestly really glad we're done with this cinematic universe. It really shouldn't have been a thing, and maybe we can go back to having just singular great movies and adaptations of the comics that don't have to be tied down to a universe. But yeah, I didn't really like this movie at all, as you can tell, and I'm gonna give Justice League Dark Apokolips War a 4 out of 10. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know a lot of you guys really enjoyed this film, and that's great that you did, but this really just wasn't for me, I guess. But if you did enjoy it, I'm really glad that you did. I am not gonna try to take your enjoyment out of this. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that disagree with me, and that's fine, but I don't know, it's okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like and even consider subscribing. And let me know what you thought of Justice League Dark Apokolips War in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Whatever it was, I'd like to know. Without that being said, peace out.